Good morning, everyone. Couple of minutes on the rush here. Got one shoe on and one shoe off. No makeup on, but I am dressed. Nothing that can't be fixed. The time can't be fixed though, because time goes on. So whatever the weather, whatever the state of dress, it's 8 a.m, so we must be ready. Well, it's nearly 8 a.m. Going off to spinning again this morning, and I'll be going there straight after we've done the movement snack. So prepping up through the movement snack and then hitting the gym. Now, studio cycling or spinning, whatever you want to call it, generally it gives your bottom a bit of a hard time. So for Christmas, my friend got me some padded pants. Look at that. Now, I'm not wearing these on the inside of my trousers. I shall wear them in a Wonder Woman style on the outside of my trousers. But my trousers are black. The pants, the padded pants are black. I should be able to get away with it. But I'm not wearing them all the time. I'll just slip them on just before I get on my bike, slip them off as I get off the bike. Because it just feels like you're walking with a great big, like, something in between your legs. That makes you walk like a horse. John Wayne, you couldn't stop a pig in an entry. That's what they say, isn't it? Right, morning everyone. We've got Odile, we've got Christine, we've got Vivian and Paul, we've got Sandra, Gillian with a G, George, Maya, Pat, the lot of you. Yeah, it was my fault, Christine and George, my fault entirely. I thought I'll just crowbar in a quick teeth clean before I do the 8 a.m. And I did have time at that point, but I don't know where the other minute or so went. Thanks, Gillian. You saw my post and my girls looking chuffed from yesterday. Morning, Margaret Wood. The heart-shaped pants. Yes, oh dear. That's where your bottom goes. Into that little heart there. And it supports you. It stops you from getting an achy bum as well. Anyway, enough of achy bums and padded pants. There's an 8 a.m. to be had. And George has given me the nudge already for a 3, 2, 1. So here we are. 3, 2, 1. Good morning and welcome. You're with me, Kelsey Leverton, for today's 8 a.m. It's a brand new week. It's Monday the 22nd of January 2023. And it's time for a get-go. So if you please, if you would like to join me, we will add our first bout of movement minutes to the day. If you've got a seat, you may want to sit on it. You may be sitting on it already. So if you are, take some hip walks. This is kind of the beginnings of our circ boost, isn't it? A bit of hip walking just to get the hips shifting. We've got some small steps through with the legs and feet. And if you want to go back and forwards once more, oh, bit of a creakiness through the chair there, then do that. But once you've found your way to the front third of the chair, set yourself off with some foot pedals, progress those into leg marches. Here's your standing prompts. External support removes a balance challenge that may be potential, and it also can provide a little bit of confidence whilst you're on your feet if you need that. Use it as much or as little or as not as you need it. Foot pedaling then, on top we have our good posture, our lifting, lengthening, rib cage away from hip bones, lower spine, not rounding back, but trying to curve slightly inwards. The shoulders are round back and down, and the neck lengthened as well. All balancing your head on top of your spine. Now we've got a steady pace march here, landing down as unflat-footed as you can make it. So picking up the toes, they're last to leave the floor, landing them down first, so you've got a kind of a rolling effect on the lifting and lowering. Upper body, we need to do some upper body just to enhance this even further and get our shoulders ready for when we do the shoulder lifts and rolls. So elbows in and bent, swing of the arm just brushing past your waistline. No twisting or turning or cutting across the body. Directly driving those elbows back. You'll feel your shoulders start to warm up. And the rest of your body as well. Getting a bit warmer. The radiator's on, so I'm significantly warmer through Cirque boosting near a radiator. Keep going. This just loosens up our joints, promotes a little bit more fluid within the joints, and starts the process of feeling less stiff. Right, that should do us. Take a pause there. Take a bit of a switch off with your posture if you need it. Come into standing or go into seated. Your choice, as you please throughout. Right, we need the arms hanging and dangling, unless you need your external support. So nudge up closer with your elbows tucked into your side. So you might feel quite close to your external support there. And lift and press them down, reaching towards the floor. You'll never quite get there, but that extra reach through the arms can help just a little bit of extra movement there. About 5 of these is just the right amount. We're in the Goldilocks zone here, so not too many, not too little, somewhere in the middle, just right. Shoulder rolls this time, so lock off your knees. I'm just locking out my legs here. Lock off your knees in standing. Make sure if you need your external support, you're able to hold on to that throughout, especially the round back and down part. You can see my arms are going behind me here. One more for good luck with this mobility move. Right, we're into our head turns. So on head turns, trunk twists, side bends, any of those, there might be a little bit of disturbance through your balance systems. So take your pace slowly. Use your external support and have your feet maybe a bit wider in standing, and pause in the middle. So length through the neck, shoulders where we left them. There we go with a glance. Here we are with our pause. Glance without letting the shoulders untrunk, follow it round. Glance and return. Keep the pace steady, have the pause a little bit longer if you need to. Maybe try and progress that a tiny bit further of a turn if you can. That should do nicely. We're going to be tucking the chin next. We're going to be increasing the creases around our neck area as we suck our chin inwards. Eyes, try and keep them level. Focus on something across the room or a point on your wallpaper. And have a gap to start with between your chin and your chest. And guide the chin back, straight back, rather than dipping down or tipping up, that is. So we're restacking the spine in the neck area. You've got a knobbly bit that normally sticks out. When your head is jutted forward, you'll feel that protruding quite a lot. By restacking, we level out the head, and the weight distribution through the neck can help improve any neck issues. It keeps the movement in your spine. 5 of those, smooth and steady. All right, all good? Let's go with some second round of Cirque Boost. Now in standing and seated, we're going to do the kind of reaching and rowing action. I'll do mine from seated today. So clasp your hands or grab your hands together and we're straightening out the elbows, about shoulder height, keeping the eyes forwards. This is a little bit faster than the head turns that we've just done. So if your head's whipping around from side to side, then you may experience that dizziness, unsteadiness, or a little bit of fogginess in your head. Taken away by focusing the eyes, but we get a little bit of extra movement through the trunk with this action. If you're in standing, for all your trunk moves, have a wider stand. And it's just the middle bit of your body moving. The hips stay still, the head stays still. And that's pretty much for all of our trunk movements. Hips stay still and central. Take a rest there. Can you feel the benefit of that? Just kind of loosening and warming up a bit more here. Let's have a look at our trunk. We'll do side bends first. Lock off the knees, hips in the centre. External support being used if you need to. Hand resting down by your leg or the chair leg, and we take a lean where we lengthen up the one side, collapse down through the other, and then back to the evenness of rib cage and hips here. Over to the other side. So think about keeping your shoulders stacked, one on top of the other here, just so that it's not falling forwards or rolling backwards. You might find you'll get so far and you kind of can't go any further without leaning forwards. And that's your lot. Come back up from there and revisit the other side. In seated, just to keep the hips still, try and keep both firmly in contact with the chair. So no lifting. You're probably not going to reach the floor, but that doesn't matter. That's not the aim of what we're doing here. Are you about there with your 4 or 5? I think I am. Trunk turns then. So a turning, a twisting action. We've done lots of kind of trunk movements already, just through getting up, getting dressed, moving around in the kitchen or the bathroom, making the bed, getting in and out the bed. You're going to be doing some reaching, stretching, bending, twisting. All of those things come into play. But with our twists and our bends, we're going to take it through the entire range of motion that we've got. Trunk the twist first. You might want to get your arms out of the way. You might want to have your hands just moving along external support. Or for the hips, you might want to just sit them against something. That's a bit low, the radiator. But just sitting them against the wall or the chest of drawers or something that's around you that's sturdy. And then you'll feel what your hips are up to or not. They're not supposed to be up to much, are they? If you want to relax your arms down by your side and just go through the twisting action there, you've got a little bit of a guide with leading the hand back. Maybe take that other hand across towards your hip. Come back to the middle. Unforced, smooth motion. Pausing in the middle. The head will move round a little bit. So use your external support. Take a longer pause in the middle to manage any headiness. All right. Back extenders next. Right, here's where we find our best posture and go a little bit upwards and beyond that. So lock off the knees, come into a bit of a softer knee bend. You might want to hold on to your external support all the way through here, and you'll definitely want to, for balance and confidence, Keep your chin tucked in so that you're looking forwards. This is where we lift through the chest, increase the space between ribs and hips, and then we take a little bit of a tip backwards with the shoulders and then recover. So we're bending a little bit further backwards through the spine. You'll do this if you're lying on your front and propping yourself up. You'll do this if you're needing to lift and reach a little bit higher. You don't have to put the reach in, just focus on the back extension. Let's keep it simple. So lift the chest, up, up, up. Feel the space between ribs and hips. Little bit of a tilt back, but leaving your chin tucked down, eyes forwards. The ceiling should be nowhere in sight for you. Lift, extend, recover through all of your best posture positions there. Take a pause. Job done with that. Okay, last round of Cirque Boost. I like to focus a little bit on fidgety feet. So put some foot pedals in. Really lift up as high as you can onto your tippy toes there. You might want to just move your feet and do some toe taps. In standing, your toe taps you'll need to kind of shift your weight a little bit to pick up the toes. Toe crunches, where we curl the toes under, lift the arch upwards and then splay them back out to the inside of your shoes or the floor. Do a few of those. You can do one at a time or both together if you like. What else do we normally do? Oh, toe lifts, don't we? So toe lifts, turn your toes upwards, open them out, give them a wiggle. And you see my hands joining in here, as my feet do as well. Toe lifts, you won't see much going on. There's a little bit of a twitch in my trainers going on. Great to do barefoot though, these. Right, your standing option for this heel toe ankle mobility move, which will loosen up, unstiffen, and make your walking patterns, stepping, striding patterns easier. Knee locked off, toes down, replaced with heel. Really point, feel a bit of length across the top of your foot and really dig. So when we pull back, we might feel a little stretch into the calf. We're not holding it though, so it's not a full stretch. You can do the full stretch afterwards if you like, just as an extra crowbarred in piece. We can do that exact same motion from seated. Heel dig replaced with a toe tap. Have a glance down just to keep the toe and the heel hitting the same spot. Now, if some of you have done one of those options already, you might want to join in for this final option. Getting your tailbone right back, small leg lift, something you can do under the table. Point and pull back. So we need 4 or 5 of these. I'm just going to do a few more on the other side. So any extra ankle mobility moves done just before you get up to walk, you stand up to step turn around, is a good thing to crowbar in. Right, everybody. Oh, some of you have had problems today. Hopefully they'll sort themselves out. You know, switch it on, switch it off, switch it back on again. It works occasionally, doesn't it? All right, people, all done here. Thank you for your time. Hope you have a great day. And yes, Sandra, I'm going gym now as well. Have a good one. 12 noon, Bex, Dave. Oh, who knows? Someone will be there to meet you anyway. Take care. See you in a bit.